We are starting off strong with one of the most beautiful, if slightly nerve-wracking, bridges I've ever come across. The 7-mile bridge connects the middle of the Keys to the southernmost point of the country, so it's a great way to explore the town as well as see the beautiful nature Florida has to offer. Start off in the hub of Key West and make your way to the end of the road, where you can join other travelers in experiencing the southernmost point of the United States. In case it wasn't obvious, it's 7 miles long. It takes about 10 minutes to cross, if you're going the speed limit. The original 7-mile bridge was only 20 feet wide, and you can still see parts of the original structure running next to the new bridge. No one's allowed to drive on that anymore, but some portions are open to walking traffic. So if you're looking to stretch your legs, this is a great place to take a walk. While you're riding the road, make sure you're keeping an eye out for local wildlife. Floridian chickens and key deer are only a couple of the unique wild animals you'll come across while traveling here. Next up, the Tamiami Trail. This road is the southernmost 284 miles of US 41. While it goes from Tampa all the way to Miami, it's arguably most famous for the lower section traveling east and west, because this area takes you right through the beautiful Florida Everglades. This highway is extremely scenic but has very little traffic, making it the perfect getaway on your way to Key West. One of the highlights of this road is seeing Florida wildlife, like alligators. Your best chance of spotting these modern dinosaurs is early morning or later evening, when it's cool enough for them to make their way into the warmer, shallow waters. There are plenty of places to pull over and enjoy the views. Don't get too close to the gators though. You can also take a famous Florida airboat ride and see the wildlife up close and safely. If you do take the trip, make sure to gas up before you leave Naples or Miami, as there aren't many places to fill up in between. Keep in mind what time you're going and what time of day. Since it travels east to west, you want to make sure you're not traveling into the sun for 4 hours. Otherwise, the road is well maintained, flat, and straight, so it's a perfect road to sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. A1A Beachfront Avenue! It's true. Also known as A1A Scenic and Historic Coastal Byway. It takes you from the southernmost tip of Florida in Key West all the way to Amelia Island just south of Georgia. It's 338 miles long with amazing scenic ocean views almost all along the way. The speed limit is 35 to 45 miles per hour, and the views of the beach homes on one side and the ocean on the other make the slower speed worth it. At some points, it goes through towns, and that's when I'd hop on the highway to avoid the Florida heat and slower traffic, and go back when it's scenic. My favorite spots on the A1A are just off Boca Raton. You get to see awesome beach mansions, and the stretch off of Flagler Beach and St. Augustine. That's got the best coffee shops and restaurants and view of the ocean, as that is where the ocean is closest to the road. A1A connects state parks, national monuments, stunning beaches, nature trails, boating, fishing, and preserves, so there's plenty to stop and do along the way. If you're getting road weary from all the riding, make sure to stop at the Caribbean Club in Key Largo, Florida. Affectionately known by the locals as The Crib, this historic cash-only bar is where the 1948 film Key Largo was filmed with Humphrey Bogart. Be sure to find the movie memorabilia located in the bar and snap some pictures. This landmark was built in 1938 to serve the community fishermen, and used to have a hotel and kitchen that was unfortunately destroyed by a fire years ago. Today, you can get a drink or two, listen to live music, and head out the back for some beautiful waterfront views of the bay. Next door, you can stop by Big Chill restaurant owned by Football Hall of Fame Jimmy Johnson for some dinner. If you love the 7-mile bridge and wish there was more, good news, there is. This bridge is only one of many that are a part of Florida Highway 1, or the Overseas Highway. This southernmost edge is often called the highway that goes to the sea. This 113 miles of roadway takes you from Key Largo to Key West, taking you across 42 bridges, leapfrogging from key to key over the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean, Florida Bay, and the Gulf of Mexico. Along the way, you'll see countless coral and limestone islets that support large, diverse wildlife communities. This road follows a train line trail that took 7 years to build. It was completed in 1912 and converted to a highway in 1982. In 2009, the Keys Highway was designated as Florida's first and only all-American road by the U.S. Federal Highway Administration, among only 30 other roadways in the nation that have earned the prestigious title. Along the journey, you can stop at Key Largo, Islamadora, Islands of Marathon, and finally, Key West. On your way to Key West, be sure to stop at the famous Robbie's on Highway 1. It is consistently voted the #1 place in the Keys, so it's definitely a local spot you don't want to miss. The Florida food is delicious, and you can enjoy it on the boat dock or down by the sea under a canvas of trees. This quirky place is a great place to get your Florida Keys souvenirs. The highlight thing to do here is feed the tarpon. You can purchase a bucket of fish food and feed these massive fish with giant jaws, if you're feeling brave enough. They'll jump from the water and take it right out of your hand, if the pelicans don't get there first. If fish feeding isn't really your speed, you can also rent boats and jet skis at Robbie's or take a fishing charter before you head back out on your journey through the Keys. If you love marine life, you should definitely take a day trip to the John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park. This is the nation's first undersea park and takes up nearly 178 nautical acres alongside the adjacent Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. The most impressive part of the park is that it's the only living coral reef in the continental US. You can enjoy the view of the reef from a glass-bottom boat tour, or you can get a closer look by scuba diving or snorkeling. That'd be a nice way to cool off after a hot ride. Canoeing and kayaking through the park's waters is also a fun option, and fishing is permitted in designated areas. The Visitor Center has a 30,000-gallon saltwater aquarium, and nature videos are shown in this theater, where you can escape the heat. You can also cool off by swimming at the state park's beach. While traveling along the Overseas Highway, you can stop in Islamadora to visit the famous Rain Barrel Village. This is an open-air tropical oasis housing specialty shops, galleries, and boutiques offering a variety of local handmade crafts, jewelry, clothes, and souvenirs. This shopping area has a uniquely eclectic Florida vibe, but be cautious of the residential cats, who are apparently not always friendly. Out front, you can take photos with Betsy the Lobster, Rain Barrel's most famous resident. At nearly 30 feet, Betsy is considered the world's largest lobster, so definitely worth a selfie or two. The village is open 7 days a week from 9 to 5 p.m., but shopkeepers often operate on island time, so don't be surprised if you have to wait a bit if you arrive right at 9. There are an abundance of restaurants and bars where you can get coffee, seafood, or a margarita before heading back into the Florida sun. Before you get too far out of Islamadora, you can enjoy one more nature stop, and this one is free. Ann's Beach is located at mile marker 73.5 at the southern end of Upper Pennekamp Key and is a rare thing in the Florida Keys. A natural sandy beach. The park consists of 2 parking lots and restroom facilities connected by a 1,300-foot boardwalk that winds through the mangroves. Along the way, there are 6 pavilions with picnic tables. You won't find a more picturesque spot for a picnic in the Keys. Unfortunately, the beach was destroyed in 2017 by Hurricane Irma. It took 2 years and $1.6 billion to restore the park and rebuild the boardwalk. Thankfully, it's back up and running for us today. The waters are shallow and perfect for wading and light swimming. Be careful to watch out for aquatic life, like octopus. Ann's Beach is also a popular place with windsurfers, and if it's a breezy day, you can enjoy watching them out on the water. At this bayside parking lot, you'll see the Highway Pier's historical marker. Off in the water on the bayside are remnants of a bridge that was being built in 1935 by World War I veterans who had been given jobs during the Great Depression. One of the most popular places to visit in the area of the Keys is the Turtle Hospital. After you've ridden down the 7-mile bridge, take a stop at this amazing turtle rescue, veterinary hospital, and museum. Since 1986, these activists have been rescuing, rehabilitating, and releasing sea turtles. Their efforts are funded by the admission tickets to the park, so it's a $27 you can feel really good about spending. Though this is a full running veterinary hospital, there you can learn more about the sea turtles, the struggles they face in the wild, and how to help them. You can book your tour online ahead of time and get an overview of the hospital, sea turtle operating rooms, and see some adorable sea turtles for yourself. And now for a bonus for you. No Name Pub. This 90-year-old pub in Dade County is known for its fish dip, beer, and pizza. The pub, which calls itself a nice place if you can find it, is a few minutes off of US 1 in Big Pine Key in the Florida Keys, about 30 miles north of Key West. Its defining feature is its ceiling and walls, covered in dollar bills. The waitstaff will bring you markers if you would like to doodle on your own dollar bill and add it to the collection. Some estimates put the total at $90,000 and growing. A road trip in Key West is just a classic bucket list place to go as a motorcyclist. Some other bucket list places to go are Sturgis and Tail the Dragon. You can check their top spots right over here.